Pat and Ted search a plane crash site at 33 degrees 27 minutes north and 118 degrees 25 minutes west. The wreck sits approximately 100 feet below the surface. It is a small, discolored plane that matches Noah's description. Could this be Noah's plane? And if it is, can the team confirm that it was brought down by an unidentified object?
Well,
it was a plane. It wasn't a Cherokee though.
How do you know?
Cargo door, port side on the stern. I think it was a Piper Warrior. It's the next size up. The Cherokee did not have a cargo door.
Noah's plane was a Piper Cherokee, a low-wing 4-passenger aircraft. The plane at this location is larger and features a cargo door on the port stern, a feature not found on Noah's Cherokee. The plane has seemingly vanished.
What? How many plane wrecks are around here anyway?
Well, it's possible that it's drifted downslope. Backs up your theory. And the plane we're looking for went in 28 years ago, so it could have drifted even further than this one. It could be quite a bit deeper.
We found a plane, but it's not Noah's plane. Now, according to Ted's lab science, the plane should have moved right around this area. The problem is, the plane's not here. So my question is, where is the plane? For me, it just deepens the USO mystery around Catalina Island.
So what do we have for our theories? Number one is that the plane has been pushed up onto the shore and destroyed. Number two theory is that because of the wave motion, the tide motion, and the wind motion, it's been agitated and fallen down the slope into the depths.
If we are considering that there is a USO base around here, maybe they took the plane or did something with the plane to hide their presence.
I don't think we can confirm or deny that hypothesis.
Well, Noah Felice is a very credible witness. And I feel strongly that something happened here. So I say we can't dismiss that possibility of some sort of extraterrestrial intervention with this plane.
What is the connection between the USO stories of the Catalina Channel and Noah's plane crash?
This is the dangerous part.
Scientific analysis is imminent.
Okay, Jeff.
With surprising results.
Wow.
In 1980, pilot Noah Felice asserts that his plane was attacked by a beam of light that took control of his craft and caused it to crash. The team wants to know, is it possible that an aircraft could be disabled by an electromagnetic pulse?
Speculation is that this USO sent an electromagnetic pulse, or an EMP, at the aircraft, disabling it, so he found himself with no power and crashed.
The team meets at Tyndall's lab to test this hypothesis.
This one's going to be a little bit dangerous, but I think it's going to give us some amazing insight into the case with Noah Felice and the USO. We're going to see if our strong EMP pulse can disable the function of the engine.
We've taken a very, very powerful electromagnet. Turn it on a little bit there, Jeff. You can see it holds the magnet. Now turn it off. Okay. This magnet is unlike your regular magnets, which have a north and south pole, and they remain that way. This magnet is an alternating current magnet. It's working off the AC, and it's fluctuating back and forth. Now that means we can induce current. That is to say, we can take this magnetic field, put it in close proximity to this steel bar, and cause the electrons to flow in that winding, and it'll light this light. Okay, Jeff, turn that baby up. There, you see the light coming on?
This demonstrates how you can actually create and control and direct a magnetic field and apply that to some other object without even touching it, from distance, and induce an electrical current.
The electrical current used to run the airplane engine could have been interrupted by a strong electromagnetic force. If the reports are true, and the object did indeed shoot a strong electromagnetic beam that engulfed Noah's plane, that beam could have shut down the engine.
In the magneto of an engine, basically on the flywheel you have a permanent magnet. And what happens is, as the flywheel goes around, it passes through this coil and generates an electrical impulse which comes up to the spark plug and fires the engine off. So what we're going to try to do now is see if we can induce a current that this engine is not counting on that'll cause the spark to die and the engine to die, as was alleged in the USO incident.
What we want to see is that if we can, for all intents and purposes, model an aircraft engine, generate our own EMP or electromagnetic pulse, and disable the function of the engine. Guys, this is the dangerous part, so stand back. We have an EMP generator, which is basically a high-powered electromagnet, and we have an engine, and we will direct the magnetic field at the engine and see whether or not we can disable it.
Clear?
Clear, prop.
Okay, Jeff. Cool. Okay, got it, Jeff.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that did it. Well, this was a small demonstration of what could have happened at a larger scale, but it did demonstrate that as he got the magnet close in, it overpowered the coil here, disrupted the flow of electrons to the spark plug, and disabled the engine.
What occurred to me is that airplanes, because everything is lightweight, not much steel, not much iron used, which are things that could diffuse a magnetic field. So if there was a magnetic field focused at said airplane, it wouldn't really have a whole lot stopping it before it did get to the magneto or other wiring.
So could you possibly induce, through this electromagnetic, too much energy to the spark plug and possibly cause it to do something?
If you could generate an extremely strong magnetic field, make it a directable sort of weaponized system, it is conceivable that you could disable a general aviation aircraft engine from a distance like 1,000 feet.
This is a really great example of taking a story that's told by one of our witnesses, modeling it out, and showing that what he says works in the lab.
I believe that this area is some kind of UFO hotspot based on the highly credible witness testimony alone.
I think it's all mostly anecdotal evidence. It's testimony and stories from people. And frankly, without finding that aircraft, I don't have the scientific evidence, the meat that I can get into to really come to any kind of conclusion.
Well, where are you with Preston Dennett's theory that the USO itself took the object because there were traces of that USO on the object?
If we're to believe that they intervened in Noah Felice's crash, then we can't deny the possibility that they intervened again and did something with the plane.
The science behind USOs says it's enormously possible. Our witnesses that we've interviewed, phenomenally credible. In fact, their stories are frightening. We have documentation going all the way back to Christopher Columbus, and from Christopher Columbus all the way to recent calls to the sheriff's station up in Lost Hills that people have seen USOs. You put all these together, and I believe that USOs are real. I believe they're real. I believe they're out there. I believe they're here and have been here for thousands of years.